It was really at Jenison Public Schools that I discovered my love for movie making. I'm typically a location manager, which is somebody that meets with the director of the movie, and they say, hey, we're looking for, for a scary house. And so I will then go out searching for 12 to 14 hours a day, trying to find that scary house. So I recently worked on locations in a movie called 30 Minutes or Less. We closed the majority of downtown down, just started flipping cars over and blowing up fire hydrants. And I can't thank Jenison Public Schools enough for having given me the opportunity, the tools, and resources needed to be able to think. First of all, it starts with that idea, to think that I could actually do that.
When my parents first moved to the Grand Rapids area, when my dad got a job at Grand Valley, they chose Jenison because they knew of its high reputation for teaching. Some of my activities at Jenison, I was on the golf team, I was a captain, I was on the tennis team for a little bit, and I was also involved in choir from 4th grade through 12th grade, and eventually made it to the top choir, the Chamber Singers Choir.
During my time at Jenison, I spent 9 years in the choirs, 8 years playing violin in the orchestra, and 3 years in the theater program. I don't think I really appreciated the impact and the great preparation that I was getting for a career in the arts until I left, until I was in college. I got such a thorough grounding in the basic things. Mr. Rousey used to say that the great choirs do the little things very well. That kind of work ethic really set me up well. As far as the theater program goes, you might think, oh, you're a musician, the music classes were the important ones. But for theater, Mr. Avery said something once that I will never forget. He said, it's called a play for a reason. That's become a cornerstone of my whole philosophy of why I do what I do and how I do it. A career in the arts is so, if you really pursue it, can be full of so many disappointments and so many very personal disappointments because you're putting yourself out there. So it's really important to go through it with joy and to really remember why you're doing it and why you got into it in the first place.
My time at Jenison Public Schools was incredibly valuable to me and really laid the foundations for me as a performer as well as a student. In college, I've yet to feel behind in any way, shape, or form, and I believe the fine arts program has really molded me in preparation for a degree in a performing arts venue.
I was raised with the idea of trying to involve myself in as many activities as possible to set myself up for a diverse and open future. I was involved in the theater program from the 6th through the 12th grade. Same thing with the band and with the choir. I also played soccer. I was involved in student council, amongst other activities. If it wasn't for Jenison Public Schools and the fantastic programs that were there, I would not be as successful as I was today, especially having a career in the arts as a band director and being able to take the opportunities that I learned there and transfer them to what I'm doing in my own career now.
I remember 4 great years at Jenison High School, and especially 3 incredibly rewarding years as part of the Jenison High School theater program. My eyes were opened to touring a show, to putting on a play, to all aspects of the backstage and the onstage area. I had a fabulous teacher, Mr. Todd Avery. He was the one who inspired me to learn this craft and to go on and pursue acting and pursue teaching for high school and for college level students.
When I was growing up, I'm still growing up, but when I was in elementary school, you get career day every year. They always ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? I never knew. Every year I came up with something different, and really for me it was kind of like a Halloween day. What's the crazy fun costume that I can wear that will be most interesting this year? I could never really decide because I wanted to do it all. It wasn't until junior high and then even more so in high school that I realized being an actor, being in theater, I can do it all. In high school, we had a very strong theater program. Every single different department in the fine arts program were involved in making all of these different theater productions possible. It was the collaboration of all those different focuses making these things happen that really gave me such a strong background as I continued to work further in undergrad and then later in graduate school. It influenced my professional work, and every step along the way I was at least 2 or 3 steps ahead of my current competition because I started with such a strong base, realizing that theater and all the fine arts are collaborative arts.